Ho, 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 and Merry Christmas, everybody, and welcome to another exciting episode of Popcorn Dogs. My name is Brad, and I suppose I'm probably a Gumby cat.
You think you're a Gumby cat?
I don't know. I do like to lay down on lots of different surfaces.
I'm Rumpelteazer.
You're a troublemaker is what you are.
Mm-hmm. Solid calico.
But you're not Mungo Jerry, though. Do you have a Mungo Jerry? Is Dylan your Mungo Jerry?
I'm Mungo Jerry. But mostly my cat name is Grumble Nuts.
Grumble Nuts.
Yeah. And I'm probably what you would describe as the slovenly cat.
I'm Scamper Shakes because I have ADHD and can't sit still.
It's great. It's
Dylan,
great.
a little bit more. I'm Brad, and we're here to talk about cats. Who else is here?
Grumble Nuts.
Grumble Nuts.
Scamper Shakes.
Carly.
Carly.
I didn't come up with a cat name. I'm so sorry.
Dad Dabbin Cat.
To be fair, I did brainstorm this for about 15 minutes while I was getting ready at home, so it takes a bit.
Very good.
Yes, if it hasn't become apparent, we're talking about cats today. Tyler, the other lovable host, he was unable to make it. He watched Cats yesterday morning and his eyes blew up in his head. If you've seen the ending of Indiana Jones, that is exactly what happened to him. His face melted and he could not make it today.
Look away, Marion.
This belongs in a museum.
That's a great Troy Baker impression.
Yeah, right? This belongs in a dumpster.
No, it doesn't. We're gonna have a lot of talking to do here because what the hell?
Okay, so before we get too far, I'm gonna learn you some stuff. Jordan, do you know a lot about musicals?
No, I'm not a huge musical person except for this one and this specific movie.
It's a very specific one.
Yes,
too.
yeah.
And Carly, we've seen Book of Mormon and Hadestown.
Mm-hmm. As for knowledge on musicals, not much, but I enjoy them.
Even this one.
No.
Oh, what's wrong?
Nothing. We'll talk about it.
Come on. I'm gonna turn you around on this because I feel like
I will just. The first minute, I was like, "Oh my god."
it's awesome.
The first 5 minutes, I was very
But
upset.
then, yeah, I think I got adjusted. But anyways, learn us some things.
No,
Bradley.
by the end of it, you at one part, Mistopheles falls in through a window and you laughed, and I'm like, she's in now. She's like, he's cute.
He is cute.
The actor of him is actually very good looking.
Lori
Yeah,
something.
He's like a British Broadway actor. The thing I do like about this movie is they got like some of the most famous people in the world and then also a bunch of kind of relatively unknowns, at least to the big screen. And
Yeah, it's
that's a
a
fun mix.
fucking major weird cast.
Yeah.
That's cool.
It is a strange film. Now I hate it, but I think I'm going to rate it a lot higher than other movies that I like.
Okay, well,
It's a weird thing.
I don't think you can put it on the same scale. That's the biggest part of this that needs to be said.
It's like if you there's some food and you eat it and you hate it and you feel bad about it, but then you think about it. You want to eat it again just to see what you hated about it.
Yeah.
And then for some reason you eat it 8 times and you still don't know what's wrong with it, but you keep eating it.
It's great. It's like a bad pot of chili. I make a lot of chili analogies. God damn it. Brad, you haven't asked me what I know about musicals because I'm usually not on Popcorn Dogs.
Dylan, I have a feeling you know a good amount about musicals,
La 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 la. You see that?
but you don't know a lot
beautiful.
about levels.
I moved away.
No, that was good. That was good. So you can do one scale. Is that's your knowledge?
I mean, proof's in the pudding as
The
far as
proof
I'm
is
concerned.
in the pudding.
Yeah.
The sound of music.
Yeah.
So let's just talk about why Cats matters before they made the movie.
Yeah.
So Andrew Lloyd Webber, best known work before Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat, 1968. Jesus Christ Superstar, 1970. Do You
A
Believe What
banger.
You Say? They are great. Those are both fun. Evita, 1975.
That's a good musical. Yeah.
And after Cats, he did Phantom of the Opera, 1986.
Whoa.
Wow.
Which is a much better musical, but
I would disagree.
weird.
Well, they're different musicals.
Yeah, I would agree.
In 2001,
One has a plot.
and one is just cats introducing themselves for fucking 3 hours.
It's true. I like that though.
You say that like that's a bad thing?
It's a review, you know. Revue. In 2001, New York Times called Andrew Lloyd Webber the most commercially successful composer in history.
Beating out John Williams.
Different fields, but I think you make more money in his field. This is actually
Especially when Broadway was relevant.
well, and it became relevant because of Cats again. This is based on a book called Old Possum's Book of Practical Cats, a collection of whimsical light poems by T.S. Eliot about feline psychology and sociology, surprisingly close to the musical. Dylan, I think you've read it. Yeah.
I have read this.
I guess I didn't even know that it was based off of a book. I thought it was specifically based off of Weber's like acid dreams.
No, it's
Both, maybe both.
it was mostly T.S. Eliot writing for his grandchildren, I believe, right?
Godchildren.
Godchildren. Okay.
Potato.
I mean, the same shit.
Yeah, written in the 1930s. Published version has no Grisabella.
No.
There is an unpublished draft of Grisabella, but T.S. Eliot's like, this is too sad to put in a kid's book. So that's why there's no cat talking about how they used to have a great life and they're sad and want to die.
Yeah.
That's my
The musical is Grisabella's redemption arc.
No, there's a big part of it. The musical is also Buster Jones, and there's no part of Grisabella in there. That's just Buster Jones doing what Buster Jones does.
You love James Corden, and
He is
based on all
without
the
a doubt one of
posters
the.
in this room right now.
This is the James Corden Palace, is what I call it.
Yeah.
The James Corden recording studio of
Dude,
the
this is my
Dogcast.
mind palace.
Corden Manor.
Oh my god, I would watch that show.
Oh God, it's all just James Corden. Like he's doing all the parts, like the clumps.
I liked James Corden in one episode of Doctor Who before he started hosting the Late Show.
I hear he's an asshole supreme.
He's supposed to be horrible.
Yeah.
Horrible to people.
Oh yeah, he's a real Ellen.
Weber began adapting this in 1977, originally called it Practical Cats. His wife showed him the unpublished Grisabella, and he's like, we should make a musical.
Grisabella is the most important character in the movie.
No.
Yes.
Disagree. In the musical, big time. Most important character in the movie is Victoria.
I see her as a cipher, so I don't really see her as the most
She is the main character.
Truly.
She doesn't have any sort of a character arc, though.
She learns acceptance.
We have no idea if
I'm
she
really
didn't know it before then, though.
I'm
Well,
really
she was-
stretching too.
Well, hold on now. She was, if the movie is to be believed, she was being abandoned in an alley somewhere. Who knows why?
By an anatomically correct human.
Totally anatomically correct.
Just a giant human, but it's weird that there's also dogs. The mice and the cockroaches not correct.
I think they're well, no, the mice especially not. Mice are not that small in comparison.
No.
Fucking cats. The songs consist of Eliot's verse set to the music of Weber. It's almost the same. Like the lyrics are right out of the poems. It's a sung through musical, which means there's almost no dialogue. They sing everything. There's no like moment where they have a small scene where they talk between. That never happens.
No, it's all dancing and
Fucking lot of it.
and a lot of synth.
And a lot. It is. The musical is very sexy, though, too. It's very much about gyrating and humping and
it's
touching.
erotic. Yep.
Yes. Meow.
Spandex.
Rum Tum Tugger is way sexier in the musical.
Oh yeah, Jason Derulo looks so weird.
They didn't sex him up enough.
No,
No,
they
he
just
should
gave
be-
him like a pimp coat.
He should be dripping, is what he should be. Just like
Oh yeah,
dripping wet.
with milk.
Yep. You can, lean away from the microphone and do your milk.
Milk.
I'm going to check the levels, but I think that was good, Dylan. You're learning.
I do that at home sometimes just for fun.
Just want some milk.
Or when I drink a beer, like at the end of a really hard like week, I get home and I just go milk.
I finally realized when you call me Buster Jones what you mean now.
Yeah.
I didn't know before seeing the movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Buster for Jones and white spats.
It's a real big insult.
I like to do a McCavity, and then I spin around and exit the room real quickly.
Ineffable.
Cavity. It's look, this movie I did not see in theaters. I'll bring this up right away.
No one did.
I know a lot of people who did, and they were telling me about it.
You mean Matt?
No.
No?
Matt probably did, but I don't know I don't know for certain,
Okay.
but it landed
Matt,
on.
if you're listening, we love you.
Well, it landed on HBO pretty quick after, and
I wonder why.
I had an HBO account, and I sat there, and I was very high, and I watched this, and I was transformed. I was a lonely single man at the time, but I was like, this is not okay.
He immediately went out and got a suit and a top hat.
Which I still have to this day.
I started doing card magic.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Close up card magic. Yes.
Yes, added verses for the musical. We have Grisabella the Glamour Cat, and the Journey to the Heaviside Layer, and Moments of Happiness, which is taken from another poem called Dry Salvages. Original lyrics for Jellicle Songs for Jellicle Cats, which is kind of the theme song. Mm-hmm. That was written by director Trevor Nunn and lyricist Richard Stilgoe. And, of course, Memory, loosely based on Eliot's poem Rhapsody on a Windy Night, but very loosely based, mostly all original lyrics, because they realized there was no songs that people would like. You need that one song you attach to that's in your mind all the time. Wildly successful.
I think there are a lot of songs that attach to your brain like a worm.
But not that one song
Yeah.
where people are going to win Tonys.
Oh, yeah. Well, the orchestration on that is so interesting because the rest of the music is either kind of like jazzy Trans-Siberian Orchestra synth style
The
stuff.
synth is wild in this.
I love it.
Yeah.
The reason I was actually talking to Jordan about it when we were watching it, and one of the things that stood out to me is like I was like, I know why I like this. This sounds like a prog rock concept album from the late 70s, which is entirely my shit.
I like the synth stuff. It seems out of place in the movie a little bit because they have all these like show tunesy like stuff, and
Yeah.
then all of a sudden they have like a big synth interquel. And then it's like big again. I'm like, it's a little weird.
I kind of think it works.
I think it works better in the musical than in the movie. But
did you watch the musical?
I've seen a fair chunk of it.
Okay.
And I've never seen the full thing because we only have the VHS copy for home, which excludes some songs anyways.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, it's about 40 minutes shorter. We'll get to that.
If they included the whole thing, it would have been a 2-set VHS.
Yeah,
The
real-
It's a lot
Titanic.
more expensive.
Real Titanic, yeah.
Director Trevor Nunn originally envisaged 5 actors and 2 pianos to reflect the charming satirical poems about 1930s London, and Weber's like, no way, dude. I want 50 cats dancing on stage. I want them to be licking each other. And
More
just,
cats.
More of 'em.
More cats.
we need tap dancing.
Andrew Lloyd Webber must have been like, I know it's like a really like kind of hack joke to say this guy was on coke, but that dude was
On coke.
that guy was snorting rails off of an erect penis for this fucking musical. I swear to
Meow.
God.
Definitely
No.
off of all of the cats he employed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And then I was gonna make a very off-color joke, and then I didn't.
Amazing. You're keeping it wholesome for
I'm
Christmas?
trying.
Weber insists on a giant production. A narrative through line would be required because you must have some semblance of a plot. And
The self-awareness.
right. The director's like, we just gotta have something. We can't just have these cats say, I'm a cat, like for fucking 3 hours.
But they can.
And that's
as we've
exactly
learned.
what they did.
Yeah. Through song and dance.
They did introduce Grisabella. Here in 8 lines, Eliot was describing an intensely recognizable character with powerful human resonances while introducing the themes of mortality and the past, which occur repeatedly.
Yeah.
Yeah, out of nowhere, these cats are like, I'm a troublemaker. I like trains. And this one's like, I want to die.
It's great.
It is funny, though. Like, I just like to lay around a bunch. And it's like, I used to be beautiful.
I used to have a family.
They used to
People
respect
used to
me.
like me. McCavity. An event called
Growl Tiger.
and I'm Ray Winston. An event called the Jellicle Ball was referenced by Eliot in the poem "The Song of the Jellicles," while a cat version of heaven known as the Heaviside Layer was mentioned in one of his unpublished poems. So Nunn expanded on these concepts by conceiving the Jellicle Ball as an annual ritual in which the cats vie to be chosen to ascend to the Heaviside Layer, thus giving the characters a reason to gather. and sing about themselves.
How crazy that
But they all
Victoria
want
gets
to-
abandoned on like the coolest night of the year for these cats.
Right?
If
Really
her,
lucky.
Yeah, if her owners had waited just 12 more hours, she would have been just stuck on the street.
They
Also-
would. Like, where's everyone? They're at the ball. Yeah.
I think one of the things to remember too is that they all want to go to the Heaviside layer, which means that all cats generally kind of want to die.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's just like religion in general. Being conceived that death is like the ultimate opportunity.
I see it as like an Incan Mayan type of sacrifice. Aztec, I believe.
And all of them, it's like, please choose me to be the one to die. Because they believe they're going to get reincarnated.
Yeah.
And
So
to
they
be
can-
the whatever cat they want to be. That's like, for some reason, I don't know what Deuteronomy was teaching. This is handed down cat lore from the past generations. We don't know.
It's a vicious cycle.
Yeah. Heaviside layer. He also added the element of rebirth as a play on the idea that cats have 9 lives. Trevor Nunn had one stipulation to direct, that Judi Dench would be cast in the musical. She would play Grisabella and Jenny Anydots, and she snapped her Achilles tendon during rehearsals 1 week before the first preview.
What the fuck?
Wow.
That is why she ultimately was cast as Old Deuteronomy for the movie, because Judi Dench was supposed to be in Cats.
They wanted her to sing Memory?
We don't know what what she would have sounded like back then, I guess. I don't know. Maybe she
Oh,
had a
back
good voice.
then.
It would have been like
Oh.
81, you know?
Oh, shit.
40
It's
years
like the
ago.
original London production.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. Production was troubled. Weber took out a second mortgage on his house for the down payment.
His palace.
Thank God he did that, or else this couldn't exist.
His fancy Cornish castle.
Oh,
Oh, bother.
this poor man. Staging was considered revolutionary and one of the first truly immersive theatrical experiences, credited as being the first mega musical. It's quasi in the round with a central revolving stage, which is always wild to me when you go see a musical and the stage does different things for different productions. The amount of work that must do to change your stage.
Can you imagine in between scenes just rushing to get setups? Ugh. Nobody gets paid enough. That's the moral.
The first instance in which the entire cast was outfitted with radio microphones, which that was a new thing for musicals. And the show includes a lot of audience interaction. We can't see that on the YouTube videos because that was just like a production. But
Yeah, they run up the aisles and stuff.
they mess with people. Like they'll pick up, like they'll dance with people, like get them out of their
They'll
seats.
kidnap
and
your
stuff.
baby. Yeah.
I wish, dude.
But like between their teeth,
that
carrying it by the nape of their neck.
Rum Tum Tugger.
Like your shirt.
Yeah, like this.
Could you
Yeah,
imagine Rum Tum
yeah.
Tugger comes out and like rubs his butt on you while you're at the show?
Oh, I'd love that.
You'd be into it.
Oh, I'd be super into it. Not Jason Derulo, but
Ah,
other Rum Tum Tuggers.
That's the late night show. That's the lap dance show.
that's the adults
Yeah.
only show.
Yeah,
They
no
should all
kids.
be adults only.
Seriously.
The premiered on the West End May 11, 1981, played a total of 8,949 performances
Jesus.
before closing on its 21st anniversary in 2002. At the time, the musical was found to have had an economic impact of $3.12 billion on New York City.
Fuck.
Wow.
Meow.
Hotels and
Everybody.
everything, yeah.
Generated the most theatrical jobs of any single entity in Broadway history. Broadway had 6,138 performances. One actress, Marlene Danielle, performed for its entire 18-year run in New York.
Holy
Wow.
smokes.
That was her career.
That's a steady paycheck, though.
It's a lot of spandex.
Do you think she? Well, you know how like you have like work dreams where
She's a cat all the time, dude.
she's just a cat. It's like she's in her sleep. Meow. What's wrong, honey?
Made even more complicated by the fact that she's a stringent method actor. So
18
18 years of having to stay in character the whole time.
Dude, your wife's licking her ass.
Oh yeah, she does that.
Hey, don't watch, dude. It's rude.
Just don't scratch her belly.
Yeah. Do not touch her
I
belly.
do not.
Yeah. 70s New York City was crime-ridden. Broadway was struggling. People had never seen anything like Cats before.
No.
Giant production. Giant amounts of dancing, spandex, craziness.
Yeah.
It was new. It was very new. Established musical theater as a global commodity, marked a beginning of a new era in the industry that is characterized by huge global stakes for even huger profits, where the movie industry is kind of right now.
Yep.
and led the shift towards mega musicals and big budget blockbusters. The official Cats T-shirt became the second best-selling T-shirt in the 1980s.
What's the first one?
Hard Rock Cafe.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
Isn't that weird? The fucking stats. I don't even know where they pull this.
In the 90s, it was Big Dog T-shirts.
What's Big Dog?
You've never seen Big Dog T-shirts? Do you guys know what that is?
It's probably that like Forrest Gump smile shirt.
Well,
The
just
smiley
a happy
face? Yeah. That was a big one.
It was.
And there is a British rock.
You guys don't know Big Dog?
I can't imagine it, but
We
I feel
can
like
pretend.
It's like
we'll
a-
pretend if it makes you feel better.
It's like a bulldog it's not a bulldog. It's kind of like a mix of something.
We're not talking about pollicle dogs today.
I am. A cat is not a dog, but I have to bring this up. The Big
We know
Dog
that.
T-shirts. And then it would say something like Big Dog Gotta Bark or something on it.
There's a British rock band named Mungo Jerry.
Yeah.
They sing the song "In the Summertime When the Weather Is Hot." Never seen that shirt. Never once ever.
Okay.
Big dogs.
Mungo
plural.
Jerry though. That's the musical. Movie adaptations.
Don't forget about Rumble Teaser.
God, I don't like those two. I like their idea. I don't like that song.
They're two-faced.
Steven Spielberg's
Really?
former animation
Absolutely.
studio Amblimation planned an animated musical set in the 1990s, set in war-torn London during World War II.
Oof.
You can see some of the artwork. It's very cool.
Yeah, I've seen a bit of this.
Yep.
That was supposed to be during World War II?
That would have been set during World War II for his cats. I don't know why.
During, like, what, the fucking Blitz?
McCavity be a Nazi. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
What if the final scene, them going up to the heaviside layer and just gets taken down by a Nazi, like, shot down?
That'd be a good ending.
Well, if you subscribe to the theory that it's... Well, here's the thing that I don't like, is that they make it look like they go up there in a hot air balloon. They're supposed to be abducted like aliens abduct them.
That was some of the instances of the musical.
Yeah,
Some of
I
it
know.
was only like a stairway, but there was some that did feature an alien abducting Grisabella.
That's the best.
It's wild.
It implies that cats are aliens. It's cool.
Oh, it'd be cool if they just like violently killed her and sacrificed her on stage too.
Oh, wow. And if they actually killed like the actor, that's method
Every
acting.
time.
Yeah, man.
It'd be like The Prestige.
You wouldn't
Yeah,
have
exactly.
to pay them. I
Now you're thinking like a CEO, Carly. I like this. I like
Careful.
don't want a target on my back. I'm good.
I was going to say.
I'd rather be a CAT, am I right?
Hey.
Very
Meow.
good. Very good. Thank you. Direct-to-video recreation of the musical was released in 1998. This is 40 minutes shorter than the musical. Songs were cut. All right. We can talk about the movie.
Hell yeah, dude.
Dylan, why did you make us watch this movie?
It's become a holiday staple in my household.
We do watch it every year.
It
We
is a
watch it every
Christmas
year.
movie.
It truly is a Christmas movie.
It released on Christmas.
And I'll be honest with you, this movie actually does emotionally affect me. I cannot tell you truly why, but some of the characters, they hit you on a core archetypal level. And
Especially Rebel Wilson's cat, right?
I'm a bit of a Gumby cat too, if you haven't noticed. I believe that having a podcast makes you kind of Gumby.
There's one amazing shot of Rebel Wilson's cat, and it's shot between her legs.
Yes.
And it
Yes.
shows her mound. And in Victoria, the other cat's like looking confused at the camera through the mound. And I'm like, that's cinematography.
Yeah, it's
Give
good.
that guy a fucking award.
Honestly, I like a good disaster. I like one of my favorite movies is Meet the Feebles by Peter Jackson.
That's not a disaster. That's a triumph.
It's a triumph that no one has seen, but it's also so strange that people will actively avoid it if they can.
Sodomy.
Exactly.
Doesn't seem that odd to me.
But
I
this
think the Muppets, but like violently X-rated. Peter
little,
Jackson.
yeah.
Peter Jackson made it, and
it's
it's filthy.
fucking awesome. I still have it on DVD. I love it.
It's a rare one.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be really sad when it can't read anymore.
We were on the Discord talking about Megalopolis, and that kind of to me that's in the same kind of lane as
I gotta
Cats.
watch it. I think I'll like it.
Multi-million-dollar disaster.
Well, so the thing with Cats is that if you just are in it to have a good time, if you're not looking for plot, if you just want a bunch of weird visuals thrown at your face and you just want to laugh a little, because you're not laughing at their actual jokes.
Yeah.
You're laughing at the circumstances around what they're taking very seriously. And
About
I
visual
always think-
artists being abused for over a year, working 90-hour
Exactly.
weeks. I'm loving it.
But it's also like, but in that way, I think they were successful because
Because those
everything
people were miserable.
because you start really thinking about these cats in the world that they're living in, and you try to picture yourself as a cat within that world, which I do all the time. It's in my journals, it's in my diaries, my blogs,
His live journal from 2009.
When did you get the whiskers implanted
Are-
on your face, actually, though?
I had to go to someone in Mexico for that.
They look great.
Thank you.
You're not a furry if you're a cat's cat.
If I'm actually a cat,
No, even
No.
for
And he's just a musical theater fan. Yeah.
if I actually turn myself into a cat, I no longer have to be a furry.
even furries are like, I don't know about this one, dude.
Really? Because some of those cats are kind of fucking hot.
Oh gosh, here we go.
Well, little did they know that during the practice, and all the
27 minutes.
dancing and stuff, they were actually casting a chaos magic ritual to catapult Taylor Swift into like mega stardom.
And it failed miserably.
I mean,
Well,
it
she-
worked.
It did work.
5 years later, it worked.
Oh gosh,
Probably did
it's-
that
I've
herself.
watched so many interviews from the cast
Yeah.
talking about this before, hopeful, cautious, and after. Like it was an experience. I learned a lot.
For me, a movie at the end of the day, a movie just needs to be entertaining. And this is some of the greatest actors in the world going into this thinking that they were going to win an Oscar from this.
Hubris.
Yeah,
Hubris.
they went into this like, I mean, Idris Elba is fantastic.
He
Ian
can do-
McKellen killed it. Like these are some of amazing performances in the most ridiculous movie you will ever see.
I love the performances. Like Idris Elba can do no wrong. That man is Knuckles. That man is from The Wire. What's his name in The Wire? I forget.
Oh my God! Wow, I do know
Stringer
it.
Bell.
Stringer Bell. Thank you.
He's amazing. Ian McKellen can do whatever the fuck he wants at this point. He's
Even lap milk out of a bowl.
and Judi Dench, fantastic. It's I feel bad for the younger actors like Francesca Hayward, who plays
Yep.
Victoria. She is a like world-class ballerina, and she was given this role, and you can see in all the interviews she does not have that like acting charisma. She's a ballet. She's a ballerina, and
And
then
you
she
can see
fucking
that because she
killed
has
it.
one expression on her face the whole time.
the whole time.
And she's not an actor, but like
And she has a big open mouth, like
just wide-eyed wonderment. Just
I don't know. I liked watching her dance.
Well,
As a cat.
her dancing is great.
Yeah.
And then there's also the Skimbleshanks. He's also a ballet artist.
He's really good too.
but you can tell that train song is the best song in the whole movie.
And there's a couple reasons why, but I agree. That's my favorite song. That is a banger.
Dylan has a pair of pants with straps that he only wears once a year during that song.
Skimble Shanks, the
movie.
railway
I'm
cat.
gonna go get my pants.
But then they also have
I gotta get my cat pants.
then they have musical artists. They bring on Jason Derulo, Jennifer Hudson, Taylor Swift. So they have like some of the best musicians. They have some of the best dancers. They have like 2 hip hop dancers that play like the twins. And then they also they brought in comedians for a couple cats. I think this fails spectacularly.
With ad libs.
Absolutely.
It's
Yes.
the ad libs where all of this fails.
I think that Jenny Anydots kills all momentum the movie might have had immediately.
No, I love Jenny Anydots.
To me, I would rather not have eyeballs.
That's not very Gumby of you.
I don't care, man.
Oh fuck.
Seeing Rebel Wilson fall out of a chair and spread her legs and scratch her thighs as a cat, that is not doing anything.
That's
for me.
exactly kind of what I want to see from my celebrities. It's called bread and circus, my friend. As the world falls,
And then
I only want to be entertained.
You haven't lived until you see Rebel Wilson as Jenny Anydots peel off her flesh suit.
Yeah, that was odd.
Her fursuit.
Her
to
fursuit.
reveal that it was not her fur at all, but merely a layer of fur that she can get rid of at any moment.
So this movie is directed by Tom Hooper. Now, Tom Hooper is a human being. He's a man.
What?
We have to specify.
He is a
He's not a cat?
No, he's a human being. Academy Award winner for Best Director.
Les
A
Mis.
cat.
Not Les Mis.
winner.
Didn't he do Les Mis?
He directed Les Mis. He did not win Best Director for that. He won it for The King's Speech. An incredibly
Boring movie.
I liked it. It's
Fine.
it's about the acting. It's about Colin Firth and Jeffrey Rush just having fucking good time acting with each other.
Yeah.
And it's good. They're great. Jeffrey Rush, I always love watching him. He also directed The Danish Girl and Les Miserables. I don't know if I'm saying that right.
The Danish Girl's good.
It's about the first trans surgery.
Yeah.
Yep. I've heard it's good. And Les Miserables, I've heard different things. I know
like
it's a stunning production, but I also have seen a lot of people ripping it apart. Now,
Russell Crowe as Javert is very bad.
he just screams.
He sings like this.
And what he started doing, Tom Hooper, for that movie is sabotaging musicians because he wants the actors to not have to sing to a track so they can act how they want. And then the entire fucking orchestra, if Hugh Jackman slows down half a measure for 3 seconds and then speeds up the next 3, the entire 70-person orchestra is having to deal with this and like change everything. There's some behind the scenes stuff and they are miserable.
Les Miserables.
That's what killed the Beatles.
Literally.
That's what killed the Beatles is because they didn't know how to play together very well.
Well, that was a part of what Les Miserables was about. And then Tom Hooper, he's like, I can do anything. I have the power. I am God. We're going to do Cats. And he kind of went off the deep end a little bit. So
Would you call this his blank check? Would you call this like his the one he really wanted to cash in?
No, I don't know. I think he just thought that he could do no wrong, and it was such a big musical that no matter what happened, it would be a
Right.
success.
It does, and also too, just the people he picked. He was like, oh, okay, this cast of people, all these superstars. There's no way this is going to be a flop.
There's no way.
We
got
way.
Taylor Swift
Yeah.
She wrote an original song.
with Andrew Lloyd Webber.
Yeah, exactly. It's
Can't-
actually a good song.
I know you're sad, but at least you used to be happy. I'm not even happy
I'm gonna
now.
go dance now. Bye.
Remember what it was like to feel good? That's pretty nice, huh?
I'm starting that right now. Bye.
Meanwhile,
See you later.
Victoria is like dancing across town, and she's like, "Well, at least you used to be happy." It's like, bitch, you look pretty happy running around with Mungo Jerry and Rumple Teaser 2 seconds ago. And she's all like, I've never been happy. At least you're happy once. Fucking Victoria.
She's doing fine, by the way. All the cats want to fuck her.
Well,
Yeah.
Rum Tum Tugger's like, no.
Now.
Rum Tum Tugger is probably gay.
Well, and then a guy hits him, and he's like, actually, I'm straight.
Yeah.
And then he's gay again.
And tap dances away.
He's a curious cat.
He wants it, then he doesn't.
We
He's
just
a
know
bit of a tease.
we know he wants milk.
Yes, he does. But no, he doesn't.
Maybe he does.
But only when he doesn't.
May 2016 announced he would direct an adaptation of Cats. January 2018 began casting the film. Lloyd Webber announces he will write a new song with Taylor Swift. Anne Hathaway was considered for a lead role, but had scheduling conflicts. Good for her. Hugh Jackman turned a role down. Good for him. Filming commenced November 2018. No playback for filming. Actors could improv.
Yeah.
Rebel Wilson.
Ad libs.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's you get into some real murky territory because there's a point in which song was it? It was Rum Tum Tugger.
He's a curious cat.
And then she goes, "Oh, I can dance like that." And then she kind of does this like breakdown, and then the beat kind of goes like doo doo.
And it doesn't even show who she's talking to.
She's talking like to nobody.
It's stupid.
It's really bad.
For once, I agree.
To the point where when McCavity kidnaps her, you're kind of like, oh, thank God.
Yeah.
Like, all right, bye.
See you later, Jenny.
Well, the whole McCavity kidnapping plot was added because they couldn't afford to have all the big name cats for all of the dance scenes. Plus, they couldn't also teach James Corden how to actually dance. So, if you have Rebel Wilson or James Corden or Ian McKellen, it's like, well, nice seeing you. Goodbye.
Yeah.
McCavity.
McCavity. Ineffable.
It kind of works because later on, like, you meet Gus, the theater cat, Ian McKellen's character.
Gus is the cat at the theater door.
The fire fell for
Flame of Odin!
pretty much. I was
You
like,
shall not pass.
You shall not bark.
it's multiverse Gandalf. She's just a cat. It's just like, wow, you could have been something good, huh?
Yes. And I watched some making of stuff, and at one point, Tom Hooper says this. We've used digital fur technology to create the most perfect covering of fur.
That's one way of describing it.
Now, the effects were a disaster the whole way around.
Yeah.
Production originally intended to use makeup and costumes with fur for the characters. Tom Hooper wasn't happy with it, so visual effects it had to be. Horribly troubled 80 to 90 hour work weeks. Hooper would send denigrating emails, constantly insult the visual effects team.
Asshole.
VFX process was reportedly hindered by Hooper's rejection of the usual CGI workflow. Rather than viewing partially rendered play blasts where you could like see unfinished stuff and edit the scene and then they do the effects, he insisted they do the effects before he watched it.
That's insane.
It's
Crazy.
insane. Time-consuming full renders before reviewing scenes told crews that real-life references of cats must be used for every single movement. Somebody did have to point out that cats don't dance.
And also Rumple Teaser and
Mungo Jerry.
Mungo Jerry, yes.
Fucking great names.
Mungo Jerry is a male calico, which also genetically doesn't normally happen.
Busted.
Yeah, I know.
I think
I
that's
actually
thinking-
called that out. We were watching it, and Dylan was like, "That's the issue you have with this movie."
That's it, I'm out.
Yeah, I'm like, this is too scientifically
Not
inaccurate to
believable.
me.
And I noticed there aren't technically really any black cats.
One of the first things that they sing about McCavity is like, McCavity's a ginger cat. No, he's not.
No, he's not.
Brown.
Straight up not. That is Idris Elba's glorious skin color, and it looks really weird as a cat fur.
Yeah. He looks like a Ken doll.
He also looks like he's the least limber of the dancing. He's got some too strong of shoulders.
Yeah, he's too tough.
Need a massage.
I really want to know how they filmed the final scene where he's like hanging onto the rope. You know,
They
he's
filmed
hanging
that.
onto the rope. I know.
That's all real.
How did
he's-
they
he's
film that?
above-
I need to see the behind the scenes pre-special effects version of Idris Elba clinging to a rope and begging for life.
He also insisted that the performers not wear like tracking dots or anything to help with the visual effects. He's like, I don't want to inhibit the actors at all. You're killing yourself, my dude.
It's called mocap. That's mocap 101.
So
Yeah.
everything with the music got fucked because he let the actors improv and do different speeds. All of the visual effects were fucked because the guy didn't do simple things that would have made everything better.
Can I add? A lot of those actors and actresses really bad at singing. I'm sorry.
Which one specifically? I need some call outs.
See, I don't have their names like
But it's okay. Which,
for sure Rebel
which-
Wilson, but what are you going to do about that?
And James-
That's our golden child for hating.
And James, I do not like Rebel Wilson. Also, James Corden. I mean, you hired two unlikable comedians. I don't think James Corden can sing either, but he can when he's like on that plank and he's like, you know, you're not big enough to make me fly, and I'm sensitive about my weight. And he does like some cat improv, and he just comes off like an actual
like,
asshole
no.
and not like a character asshole.
Yeah.
No. You simply, it's
They
really
actually
bad.
filmed him. He didn't realize he was filming. He was having a full-on freak out on set, and then realized they were still filming and threw in the cat licks at the end
Can you
to
imagine
stay in character.
these
Sure.
visual effects artists? They have to just look and then do all of the digital effects without any sort of a guide on it. Tom Hooper's demanding all the shots before he goes in and reviews them.
It's insane too because like so many of the whoever I don't know how the contracts all work, but at a certain point I would be calling my management. I would be like, especially if you're Rebel Wilson, who now is very like much skinnier, a lot more svelte, where the joke isn't about how fat she is. Have you ever seen the Pitch Perfect movies? Mm-hmm. Her name in those movies is Fat Amy, and she's basically Jenny Anydots
Yeah.
in those movies too. And it's kind of like, all right, well, I understand that sometimes you want to be a clown, and I like levity about my own weight and shit too, but Jesus Christ, it's really demeaning.
But James Corden got hit in the balls. So that's good.
Yeah, that was a weird thing,
Buster
too.
Jones isn't even overweight in the musical. He's just like a fancy cat. And they added a specific line. He's like, I guess I'm fat.
It's to give him an excuse to not dance, because if he's too fat to dance, you'll know.
And also it's James Corden, and he can't dance.
No.
He can't really do anything. I don't even know why
Mm-hmm.
he took over for Craig Ferguson, the greatest late night host of all time. I'm still upset about that.
He also can only do what? What's his big thing? Carpool karaoke?
Demeaning people and carpool karaoke.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh.
Abusing his staff and carpool karaoke. Yeah.
The team spent
Love it.
6 months.
Allegedly.
The team spent 6 months producing the first 2-minute trailer, and then they had 4 months to do the entire 110-minute film after that. Film's visuals were completed just hours before the premiere.
Mm-hmm.
I have a little
Butthole.
note that says buttholes. In an interview with the Daily Beast, a visual effects editor who worked on the movie confirmed that an early half-finished iteration of Cats featured visible anuses. Another crew member said it wasn't intentional. It was part of the shadows with the tails. It just looked like there was a
I've seen
butthole.
pictures.
Ultimately, one crew member was assigned with the task of editing out anything that appeared to be an anus. Although
It
one
wasn't shadows, because shadows aren't tan.
They aren't pink and puckered, yeah.
Pink and puckered.
however, one
I just want to
butthole,
see one of them shit.
one butthole is still visible in the film. If you look carefully in Bust for Jones, James Corden is in the movie.
Whoa, that's not bad, dude. Got him. That's pretty good.
Thank you.
All right, I'll take it.
Tone Deaf Academy Awards, James Corden and Rebel Wilson appeared in character in their costumes, mocking the film's CGI while presenting Best Visual Effects. All of the production's VFX animators were complaining and vocal after that. They were laid off when Mill Film Montreal and MPC Vancouver closed following the film's production, as well as condemnation by the Visual Effects Society, saying it's not the visual effects fault that your movie fucking sucks.
Whoops.
Oh.
That's most like the making of. Then there's the cat sing songs. You guys
They do.
notice that? The
Now-
trailer's good. I do like
Wait,
the
they
trailer.
sing songs
The
in
trailer
this?
is
Yeah.
really good.
It's magical. It looks like an event.
It looks crazy.
And
What is what movie did the trailer premiere in? Because I did see a movie that this was like one of the opening trailers.
it opened the same time as The Rise of Skywalker.
That might have been it.
And they were hoping for like counter programming where it's like, no, fuck Star Wars.
Well,
I love Idris Elba. He was so good in The Wire. Let's go see his new movie.
It really shows Hooper's kind of hubris, though, that he was like, you know what, this show can compete with the Star Wars movie. We can release it at the same time. It'll be fine.
you know, when I was playing Fortnite and I heard that Palpatine returned somehow,
Somehow McCavity has returned.
I said, well, I was gonna go see Cats, but now I have to see what the deal is with this Palpatine guy.
What? He's back?
That's crazy.
So the new Victoria is in the musical, but she's like a background character.
Yeah.
She's has like one scene. Francesca Hayward, main character. Like you said, Jordan, she kind of just has one face. She does the whole time. She's, I think, fine though as a vessel for the audience.
I don't think she's bad.
Her dancing is great.
I think she didn't have a lot to work with. I think
That's-
that if she had,
yeah.
I think that if she had a little bit of actual direction from the director,
If
where the
Victoria
director-
had any sort of character or like
Because
instead of her
personality,
just being,
yeah, there's no performing like there is in the songs. They added like her and Mistopheles have like a little romance.
yeah, which I thought was okay.
I don't know,
But she also has this weird, you know, like the trope "Born Sexy Yesterday."
No.
It's
No.
like Mila Jovovich in like The Fifth Element, where they're all kind of idiots, but like they're kind of hot at the same time, and then and everyone's kind of fawning over how hot they are. There's a lot of situations like that.
yeah.
Yeah.
so almost kind of like look at this sexy kind of immature
Yeah,
Charlize Theron in
underage acting.
It's like
sort
a
of
sexy,
person.
sexy baby trope. is
Yeah.
also another
Charlize
way to
Theron
add
in
it.
Arrested Development.
Yeah,
Jason
Yeah.
Bateman's
Yeah.
been dating her and finds out that she's mentally challenged.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's kind of what's going on because we don't know what her owners were like. We don't get any established anything.
We don't know what her age is.
Yeah, exactly. You're led to believe that she's a kitten based on her size, but
Deuteronomy's probably 15.
Yeah.
Ancient.
man, ooh, damn. That's kilf territory.
A cat you'd like to fuck?
Yeah. Ooh, cougar I'd like to fuck.
Just call her a cougar.
Okay.
Mr. Mistopheles, Laurie Davidson. He might have my favorite look. His
He's
face,
cool.
the
Tuxedo.
coloration looks good. He's a little not confident in himself. He doesn't do real magic yet.
I think he's the most endearing character. Certainly.
You know what character I don't love is Monkastrap, who's just like the narrator.
Yeah, he's kind of like
Yeah.
the shepherd. He's kind of the.
He's
You have
a
to
little
Google what
judgmental
his
looks.
name is because I don't think they even
I'm
say it
kind
in the
of-
movie.
They don't.
I'm kind of obsessed with his face. I think he's got like this really nice fucking face, and I think I think he's one of the few that actually emotes properly throughout
Except
all the scenes.
when
Except
Judi
in the
Dench,
end.
yeah, when Judi Dench is talking about the different food, he's like, he's just like his tongue's going crazy.
I like that though.
Hold on, lean into the mic and just do that really slowly.
They heard it enough. I don't wanna hear
ASMR,
anything
Brad
again.
licking like a cat.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No
Apologies.
chewing on mic.
Monkey Strap is Robbie Fairchild. The first song is Jellicles, which just describes what they are: nocturnal, black and white, scruffy cats. Name comes from Eliot's unpublished poem "Pollicle Dogs and Jellicle Cats." Pollicles being a corruption of poor little dogs, and Jellicle being dear little cats, I guess. There's the naming of cats. Cats have 3 names:
A tenet of chaos magic is to have 3 names.
Little Baby, My Big Man, and Marty.
Oh.
No.
Yeah.
Well, there's one they never tell you, so you actually don't know that.
And they reveal to their human visitors cats have 3 names. One that the family uses daily. They have a more dignified name and then a secret name. The contemplation of these names keeps them busy in thought all the time. So cats are always thinking about their 3 names is what essentially it is.
This is actually truly a tenet of chaos magic, by the way.
Is it?
Yes.
What is chaos magic? Where does it start?
Chaos magic is about harnessing what you consider your subconscious and bending it back into reality while also being unconscious of it. It's like taking, how would you describe it? It's ritual manifesting reality, kind of like The Secret is my best way of putting it.
Okay.
But manifesting it through various actions and rituals. So you can like jerk off on a piece of paper, or you can write free form in a book,
So,
or
so you're a magician.
it's just a religion, man.
The first 5 minutes of this movie had me.
And scene.
It's just a religion, man.
Fade to black.
I
The
feel like
podcast
I feel like we just
over.
did a Tarantino scene. That was like straight out of a Tarantino movie.
I was so upset and angry within 5 minutes of this movie.
Why?
Seeing the cats move around, sing to each other, I was upset. I was very not into this movie.
Why were you upset though? Was it
Because I
just
was watching
visually
cats.
displeasing? Well, I mean, like, were you open? Were you expecting to hate this? Is my question.
I guess seeing the people like crawl around and do the physical look of how cats move. And
Have you never seen performance art before?
I didn't, not for 2 hours straight with bad visual effects.
Well, in that first song, to me, if I felt like it had no like rhythm, it was just kind of they were saying things but singing them.
And they did the
And I'm like,
that whisper thing.
Like, okay,
Jellicles, that.
They also put a lot
love
of
the
emphasis into the 3 names thing, and then that really doesn't come up at all
No.
in
No.
the rest of the movie.
Nope.
like she's
Doesn't
just
matter.
Victoria.
Yeah, like she doesn't. The movie isn't her finding her 3 names. There's no setup here.
Yeah.
What's your real name, girl?
But they explain this is the night of the Jellicle choice. Once a year, like an old cat just decides who's going to fucking die. And then the rest of the movie is everyone saying why they should be chosen for death.
It's really entertaining that Victoria's like, yeah, I guess I'll go along with all this. They don't explain what the Jellicle choice is to her. They're just like, but we all want the Jellicle to be the Jellicle choice. And she's just like, yeah, okay. And then it's not until probably a third of the way through the movie that you find out that it's to go to the heaviside layer.
And for those listening, the spelling is not what you think for any of this.
No.
For Jellicle, I thought it was like a shortened version of Angelical. Nope.
No.
Jellicle.
Yeah.
And Heaviside is not heavy side. It's Heavi side.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why.
Cats. McCavity.
But it's weird. They also reference heaven and hell in a lot of the music.
Mm-hmm.
There's this one where like, are you from heaven or from hell? And I'm like, but what about the heavy side?
Bitch, I'm James Corden. What do
What
you
about
think?
the heavy side layer?
Yeah.
Is that heaven for? Are you telling me that when my little boy Goblin dies, I'm not going to be able to fucking see him because he's going to be in the heavy side layer, and I'm clearly going to be in hell?
I was
Go
going
up
to
in
say,
a hot air balloon. You'll be fine. You'll see him go.
Dylan, you'll be rotting in a box somewhere, dude.
Oh no, I'm going to get burnt up, man.
We all will.
It's awesome.
Yeah, that's perfect.
That's how it should be.
Let me dream about Pickles going up in a chandelier hot air balloon.
Okay, I'll get a painting done, an AI painting of Pickles.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Meow, bye, Carly, meow. I'm dead now.
No worries. I'm okay with this.
I'm fine.
No worries.
I'll be okay.
I'll be reborn as another cat. Go to your local shelter.
And we just meet a lot of cats. We meet Jenny Anydots first. We meet Rum Tum Tugger.
Yeah.
He's curious. We see Grisabella. She appears and is not welcomed by the cats.
She was
do you think it was-
Bombarella or Bombarina before.
Bombalarina?
Bombalarina. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bombalarina.
T Swift? Mm-hmm. Before her.
She was T Swift before T Swift.
Bombalarina is T Swift's name?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
I guess you don't know as much about cats as we do.
I just didn't know her name.
Grisabella, like even the young cats, they come up and they're curious about her, and then it's the older cats like, stay away. Don't touch her.
Yeah. They really do hiss at her.
There's a few like really mean cats about it too. Like
They treat McCavity nicer than Grisabella.
Yeah, the cats just come up and just like smack her. I wish like they actually treated her the way our cats treat each other, which is just with nothing but aggression.
You know.
They hide behind the door and then sneak out and pounce on her as she walks by.
Yeah.
yeah, McCavity is kidnapping because he wants no competition for the Jellicle choice because he wants to die.
Because he thinks that's how it works.
Quick question: why didn't they just let him do it?
Yeah, you're
He would
getting rid of
disappear.
them.
Kind of a killing two birds with one stone,
Right.
there, right?
It's like an award though, or something almost. Like you get to be reborn. It's like the best thing possible to die.
I guess you get the best cat life in the future.
So does that mean that none of the cats die and only one cat dies a year?
Only one cat goes to the heaviside layer, and I assume the rest are just dirt, like Brad is saying.
They must only have one hot air balloon.
You have to make another one before the next fall.
Yeah, it's very tough for cats to make hot air balloons.
Well, it doesn't seem that hard.
It's not
for
even a hot
them.
air balloon. Mustaphaly's magic's a chandelier. So it's Mustaphaly's magic that makes it go up. And he didn't have magic powers before, so I don't know how they used to send him up.
But
It was
McCavity
Victoria's
does have
singing.
magic.
Mustaphaly's.
Yeah, but he learns magic. He actually learns true magic.
And McCavity, I mean, if we're talking about the real world here, McCavity can just disappear cats magically to a boat in the middle of the river for some reason.
Why can't he warp to the heaviside layer?
I don't know. I
Because
mean,
it's another dimension.
Yeah, but he can warp in between space and time with his teleportation powers.
I just think it'd be crazy to be the person who like finds the empty hot air balloon chandelier in a tree.
with a dead cat in it.
But like 3 weeks later, they're just like,
Oh, that's a dirty cat.
Also, so are you telling me that before Mistopheles' magic, they were just going to let her like slowly float up?
Well, I don't know, but we don't know.
Well, Mistopheles had to light the candles like basically one by one with his magic wand,
He went full magic at the end.
which is actually interesting.
Things are flying around. He's floating up in the air.
He ends up becoming his arc is becoming the good version of McCavity.
And also, he gets to rub up on Victoria quite a bit at the end.
Oh yeah, they nuzzle. And Jordan was like, "Why don't they just kiss already?" And I'm like, "Cats don't kiss."
They lick.
That was
like
literally the
butthole.
note I had.
If no one like licked each other in this, which seems like a missed opportunity.
I thought I did see that though.
If I was a young Broadway actor cast in this movie, I would 100% take the opportunity to lick Dame Judi Dench.
Yeah.
And Sir Ian McKellen, I'd go up to them and just be like, ah.
But you'd also have to get licked. You'd also have to get licked by James Corden in return.
I think that's a fair exchange.
Oh, okay.
Meow, everyone,
Amazing.
meow.
I say meow to you. Meow. Fucking James Corden.
Oh my god.
I watched a late show skit before this movie came out with them all in cat school, and James Corden was leading it. Everybody looked dead inside for the skit.
Really?
Yep. Tom Hooper was there. It all seemed like they were going through the motions before, and invariably watching their careers die.
All right, everyone. Now, everyone, get in the car. We're gonna sing.
That's a pretty good Corden.
Yeah.
Come on, everyone. The Chili Peppers are in the car. We're gonna sing with them.
Oh man.
That's
Fucking cats.
Oh my god. I love this movie.
Ian
man.
McKellen licks out of a
Gus.
bowl.
And then he also goes meow
Meow, meow, meow.
meow 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 meow. It's awesome, dude.
Skimbleshanks is my fucking guy.
Skimbleshanks
Yeah.
the railway.
Now,
He is the
Oh,
best.
that's okay.
now,
You just want him as your style icon.
no, it's mostly the song is just catchy, and there's some really good cinematography, like those wide shots of the railroad tracks and all the cats dancing across it. That
Yeah.
works.
I
To be
like the
fair, I
tap
may just like
dancing.
that song because it's the only time of the year that Dylan wears his really low rise red overalls.
We love that.
Yeah.
And his little conductor hat.
Toot, toot.
Nothing else.
Yeah. I style my mustache.
Yeah, it's good too because there's a lot of dancing in it, and this is to an audio track because it has to be synced up to all the tap dancing, which is one of the reasons I think the song works as well. It's not
It works
just-
a lot better, yeah.
Yeah,
The one time I can say that I actually really appreciate the fact that Tom Hooper just let them fly was Jennifer Hudson singing "Memory," which I think worked brilliantly.
very good.
I almost cried.
Yeah.
I did cry. It's fine.
Almost. I
Yeah,
was like, I'm not crying. This is cats.
and there's some
How dare they?
there's some subtle things too. Grisabella wants to be touched. She hasn't experienced like a friendly touch in a long time, which is important to cats. In the musical, she reaches out, and you can see Deuteronomy as well reaching out too. But Deuteronomy knows it's not just him or her that has to accept Grisabella. It's the other cats. Like it doesn't matter unless the Jellicles are all choosing together.
It's really fascistic when you think about it. This is kind of like a Jonestown scenario when you really break it down.
The milk is the Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
Flavored
Yeah.
Aid.
Oh yeah.
But she wants to be touched, Grisabella, and that's why the big part of Memory is when everyone remembers Memory, all alone in the moonlight. But then the big verse when she stands up and screams is, touch me, it's so easy to leave me. If you touch me, you'll know what happiness is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's all cats. All cats want to be held and touched.
except Pickles. He doesn't want me to
When
touch
Goblin is screaming, he's singing Memory. Actually, isn't that?
him. And Marty's always singing about the food that he had the day before.
Goblin's just
It's so easy to feed me.
There you go.
Goblin's version is
If you feed me, you'll know what sleeping in is.
Yeah.
feed me. You better fucking feed me. I'm really hungry right now.
Pickles.
Fucking
Pickles.
feed me.
Pickles will sing a song. Pickles will sing a song in the morning.
Yeah, our cats too. Yeah.
Taylor Swift has a big catnip number.
I'm gonna tell you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you what. It's the strangest thing. Taylor Swift, generally seen as a very beautiful woman, correct?
To some people.
Yeah.
Never found her attractive. Only in this movie.
Kind of always find her annoying.
I kind of
To me, my big thing too is that like, at least, other than what I guess Carly said, but to me, for the most part, it's like everyone who's singing in this very much a Broadway voice. Very much, even James Corden, and Rebel Wilson, they can't sing, but they're bringing kind of that Broadway campy energy to it.
Yeah.
Taylor Swift's the only one who comes in with like a normal singing voice, just singing,
and a very bad British accent.
practicing her
Thank you. I was
eras
gonna
to
say
her.
that.
Yes.
Yeah.
A very awful British accent, and also she is truly a middling singer. I do not understand her fame.
We lost our 2 Taylor Swift fans when you said that right now.
That's okay.
All of the 2.
Both of them are gone, Dylan.
Oh, darn it. I'm so sorry, Brad.
No, I agree. And I don't know, all of the pre-movie interviews, they're all like, this is going to be like a life-changing event. Everyone's going to love it. T Swift knew she was going to win a fucking Academy Award for this, and no one did.
No, because she can't act.
She even lost the Nickelodeon's Choice Best Favorite Actress Award. She lost that.
Wow.
Wow.
Because she's not an actress. Sorry. Don't be putting Taylor Swift up against actual actresses.
She
Get outta
literally just
here.
hangs out on a moon for her entire song, and
like
she kind of does like
sprinkles.
these sexy like turnarounds and like kind of like grinds up against the moon.
I
It's
do
really
want to get...
strange.
To me, it's the proportions of her cat form are like way crazier, way curvier than she actually is.
Oh yeah, that's the craziest
She is a very
part.
tall, and I'm not going to criticize her appearance. I think she's lovely. She's a very tall, slender person. This cat is just like tits
Curvaceous.
for days.
Yeah.
Tits
Yeah,
for
she got a
days.
donk,
She's yeah.
Which she truly does not have in real life. But maybe when you become a cat, I would really like to see
When you become a cat,
when I become a cat, when I go up to the heaviside layer, because when I die, Jordan's gonna put me in a hot air balloon and then send me up towards the sun, because we know that when you burn up in the sun, you get reincarnated as a cat.
Talking about being the person to find the hot air balloon in the tree later.
It's just my corpse
corpse.
over a branch, and I'm just like
What the fuck?
you got a tail stapled to your back.
I got a tail stapled to my back and really awful like dollar store cat ears.
There's just squirrels chewing on you. Like,
Yeah. I was going to say, now you have a sky burial. Vultures ripping you apart.
It's literally just a sign that says touch me.
I want
little
a,
crop top.
I want a custom,
a little mesh shirt. Yeah.
I want a bedazzled Nalgene that says catnip, just like her little fucking bottle. T Swiss. I want to get a little custom bottle that says catnip on it like that.
Really? What's a
Really?
Nalgene?
That's a water
What?
bottle.
Are they special somehow?
They're just like plastic, reusable, good for like hiking and stuff. Anyways.
Regardless, I do want a catnip.
Do they now have like microplastics in it or something? Is that like the big shit
BPA
now?
free.
They're reusable for 1 billion years.
Well, I guess regular water bottles aren't.
No,
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's get you one that says catnip, and then we can have one that says cat farts.
For you.
Yeah.
I actually already have that.
We do have a bottle that says cat farts.
My dad is a carpenter, and so he will go in and he'll renovate people's houses and stuff, like in his jobs. And he will find the weirdest things in people's walls. And he found this little, clearly some kid's elementary school pottering project, but it's a little jar. It has a cork, and it just says cat farts on it.
Oh my goodness.
And so he texts me one day and he's like, "Hey, Jordan, next time you're home, I've got a special gift for you." And of course, me, I'm like, "Oh, yay," thinking it might be something.
Yeah.
And I go show up and it's this little jar, homemade,
Cat farts.
like, yeah, that he found in a wall or something somewhere. So
That's chaos magic.
yeah.
I love that. It was manifested.
It's actually how I manifested Dylan. So.
Cat farts, cat farts, cat farts, cat farts. Oh, there he is.
Dylan.
The D-Man Slayer. What's your favorite song? Carly, you can go first.
Memories. I don't know. It just slaps.
Who's your
Memory's
favorite?
good.
Who's your favorite cat?
That's tough because I don't know that she has a name. She's like the really sassy cat that doesn't like.
The judgmental cat.
Yeah, the judgmental cat. I like her. I like her attitude. She's just there to protect her other cats.
The one who just jumps forward and smacks Grisabella.
Yeah,
That one.
That's my girl.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I wish she did have a name.
Deep cut. She
She
100%
She
has
has
a name.
to. Yeah, they all
She's
do.
She doesn't
Just
have a
don't say
song
'em.
though. She doesn't get to sing about herself. She's just always like in the background.
Yeah.
She joins in.
She's getting down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoever she is, I get that. I'm back off, Grisabella. But
Jordan?
I mean, the Skimble Shanks song is the best one. I think we decided that. But I am Rumple Teaser, so
I'm Rumble Teaser.
and Mungo Jerry.
The sequence of them on the bed is pretty fun.
yeah, that is a fun scene.
I do like
that
the
one.
fact that they and I guess it's just because I have a calico cat, and I do like the fact that they abandoned her and leave her because I
That's
feel like that's
total-
what my torque
That's exactly
would do.
what
Yeah.
Shinx Shinx.
Shinx.
Sheeves. Jesus Christ. That's a Pokemon. I just
Shinx.
named a Pokemon.
Very good. It's
Wow,
a cat,
okay,
Pokemon.
great. Yeah, no, it's not even. It's not even that. I guess
You just accidentally admitted her third name to the podcast.
You said it out loud.
Shit. Dylan.
Get the hot air balloon ready.
No, because it's Nebula, Schneebs, and Schnippity Toilet.
Schnibbity toilet.
Yeah,
I feel
that's her
like
two names.
McCavity says McCavity when he leaves most of the time, but one time he goes ineffable.
Yeah, ineffable.
Does he say other things too?
Yeah. No, he says one other thing.
Late for work.
But when he's trapped up on the top of the spire, the statue spire at the end of the movie,
Yeah.
he says ineffable, and then he realizes his magic is gone.
Oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
So he's gonna
McCavity's
die up there.
probably McCavity's my favorite character. I just think it's really entertaining to have a very greedy cat who's also like, yeah, just let him go. Why can't everyone go to the heavy side layer? What's like the gatekeeping process? Like, do they only let one in? Is it like St. Peter, but he's a cat?
One would almost call him the Luigi Mangione of cats.
Yeah.
Old Deuteronomy is just a royalist, so
And then he's friends with Growl Tiger, and Growl Tiger really needs his own agency. I think
Growl Tiger
needs help.
Ray Winstone, I don't know if I've really liked him in any movie. He's always Ray Winstone. He doesn't sing. He is missing part of one ear, but I also like his cat a lot. He's like, I'm just like the cat on a boat that's a total dickhead. And I'm like, that is a real cat.
The Tabor of the Thames. It's so funny.
And then Rebel Wilson takes off her other shirt.
Thames.
Yeah.
It's Thames.
And it's like, you mess with this cat, you get the claws, and she hits herself in the face with like a chain. And
the
everyone laughed. Everyone in the theater liked, she's so great, we love her.
you know what's crazy?
and then they got up to leave.
I can picture a lot of people enjoying this movie. People who have like they're not even in like an ironic way. I think that this movie, like Jordan was saying, is just fucking fun. Like I can picture even my mom probably would have enjoyed this movie if I had shown it to her. She would have been like, "What the fuck am I watching, Dylan?"
It certainly would have put her out of her misery sooner.
Yes, yeah.
I find it fun in the way like when bad things happen to bad people, it can be fun. Like if a president like falls down a flight of stairs, like that's fun.
Like Franklin Delano Roosevelt.
Not him.
He couldn't make it up.
No. That's the guy that couldn't stand up, right?
Yeah, the wheelchair.
Yeah, that would be that's tragic, which eventually would become comedy. I mean, tragedy plus time.
I think that this is going to be one of those.
Yeah.
I think that
That's what it is.
Well, I think that this is one of those scenarios. I think when it first came out, either you found it funny immediately because it's just so bad that it's kind of awesome.
It's fascinating.
But it's also, it's like you said, it's an event. It's one of those things where I feel like if I had seen this in theater, I would have just been clapping and laughing the entire fucking time.
But you're
Because I
not
paid for-
appreciating it the way that they want you
No,
to
I
appreciate
know.
it.
Right.
That's fine though. Art survives on its own.
Yes, this is up there with The Room. Like it
Exactly.
was made for one thing, but it is something else. And it
50
is
years from now, they're going to make a documentary about like, or do another movie that's like the making of the behind the scenes, the disaster artist of
what
Cats.
I want is Cats the movie, the musical. I want the musical based on the movie now. I want it to go full circle and another musical.
I want it to be a multiverse where Jesus Christ Superstar and the Phantom of the Opera
Team
all
up with
appear-
McCavity
McCavity
to get
and
the Infinity Stones.
they solved they solved time crimes.
And then they encounter Emperor Palpatine again.
The end, Judi Dench looks at the screen for 5 minutes and talks.
Yes.
talks
One
the
of my
song.
Sing
favorite
talks.
reviews
Sing talks.
of this movie is the one of the reviews where the guy was like, and the end was torturous because there's so many fake endings in that song that the audience kept getting up and then it just continued. And he says, like, in the whole audience, people were just laughing because they didn't know, they just wanted the movie to be over.
Yeah. You're like, please let me go home.
It's so good.
First,
It's so good.
first, a cat is not a dog. And then they all sing. The choir joins in. A cat is not a dog.
And that's the moment where our dog tapped out.
It's like, fuck this show.
Yeah.
I was enjoying this up until the point.
A dog. It
Had to
says
bring me
that
up.
dogs are simple and mostly clowns, unlike cats, and I think that's kind of true.
That's kind of true, yeah.
To address a cat, you should bow and take off your hat. You should show them respect. Cats deserve respect. I agree with this.
I mean, I would never hurt my cat.
When Nate comes over and he just looms over Martin and tries to like reach down at him, like that's not how you address a cat.
Well,
He's
Nate's
a
also
dog
a
guy.
dog. Yeah.
Yeah.
He is a dog.
He's a dog.
He's a
person.
pollicle dog.
He's a pollicle.
Yep. And you should give them a token of esteem, and a cat expects respect. Is kind of the end of the movie.
Or a dish of cream.
That's Monkish Trap. In the book,
Here, I'll add.
in the book only, there's one more chapter after the addressing of
Dylan.
cats. It's Cat Morgan introduces himself, but there's just one other cat at the end of everything, and it's a pirate cat. He's humorous and self-deprecating with a little bit of nostalgia, but despite a lack of polish, everyone likes him for his kind heart. And that's you.
That's me. I'm the pirate cat.
I can't believe they cut him out.
Well, they never even made the musical.
It's kind of weird because pirates and privateers wouldn't have existed around this time, Jordan.
They do still today. They existed back then.
I mean, not like fucking British pirates.
No, it's
No,
like Tom Hanks pirates.
Yeah. I'm the cat now.
There's a lot of pirates in the French
Look at me, I'm the
Polynesia.
kitty.
I never told you about the time I was kidnapped by a pirate.
At least you're not an android pirate.
Well, you know that
Android pirate.
You know that handsome masked man that saved you?
What's that?
Oh, I should have known. I still have
In the
that
Star
rose
Wars
you
show.
gave me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The werewolf pirate. He's great, too.
The what? Oh,
Some reviews.
Yes.
A lot of 5 stars out of 1,000.
Won every award.
Won every Razzie.
Yeah.
I just wrote down some of the good ones. Slant says, this adaptation gets straight to the heart of the material, which is basically 2 hours of stray cats introducing themselves.
yep.
RTE Ireland. First off, I am not a cat person. Second off, after watching this frankly mortifying film adaptation of Cats, I'm not together sure I am a movie person anymore either.
Poor guy.
New York
Come on, we're not. I'm sorry. A movie you can leave. Come on.
New York Times. It's amazing to see what Adult Swim can accomplish with $100 million.
I think that's why I like it.
That's a good one.
I never knew Tom Hooper was capable of making a surrealist nightmare that could baffle David Lynch and would prompt even the Dark Lord Cthulhu to emit an impressed eldritch shriek.
Ugh, trying too hard. That review is a try hard.
The Daily Telegraph. Glad to report that Cats is everything you'd hoped for and more. A mesmerizingly ugly fiasco that makes you feel like your brain is getting eaten by a parasite.
Yeah.
That's great.
That's
That's
accurate.
A viewing experience so stressful it honestly gave me a migraine.
I love that.
The Beat. Cats is the worst thing to happen to cats since dogs.
Whoa, dude.
That's deep.
I don't know. I liked our cats less after seeing this movie for like a day. I'm like,
Did you really?
I'm like, fuck you guys, man.
Yeah, but they're getting up to all that mischief. It's kind of fun.
Yeah, I was like,
thinking about,
Pickles, break out a dance move. Let's go.
Yeah, I mean, my dog
He
dances
could.
with me. My dog dances with me. I've never had my cat dance with me. That's
because you didn't show enough respect to the cat.
Marty
Goblin's-
dances. You pick
Goblin
him
got
up
a
by his
lot of
armpits.
respect.
What's Goblin's second and third names?
Gabby.
It's Go Bear, Go Chan. There's quite a few of them. I call him Goblin Coon.
Marty is also known as Teeny Weeny.
Teeny weeny.
Because he's Martini sometimes.
Oh, that's pretty good.
And then he just turns into Teeny Weeny.
And Martin's full name?
Martin Lionel Jaharis McFly.
I guess I also call Goblin Pee Pee. I call him Little Pee Pee
Why?
because he's such a pee pee. And then I poke his nose. I go, Little Pee Pee.
LA Times says Cats is both a horror and an endurance test.
Ooh, yeah. I guess I have a lot of endurance because we finished it.
We gave up though. Like we gave up being upset and we're like, fine, we're in.
Yeah, I
That's the
laughed.
whole point.
Yeah. It was the first 5 minutes that was really like hard to break me.
Really bad.
Really hard.
And then after Rebel Wilson
I
came
was
in,
kind of mad at Brad and therefore you.
you were
But-
excited at
Oh,
first.
that's okay.
You were excited at first.
Yeah, but then when I saw him, I was like, oh my God.
And then Rebel Wilson comes out and I'm like, I really hate this. I loathe this. I am like every aspect of my being is against what was happening on screen. At some time, it wasn't until like Skimbleshanks and Magical Mr. Mistopheles. I love that Mistopheles song. And I'm like,
He's singing it all the time.
it's so catchy.
It's an earworm, certainly.
Once those started happening, I'm like, all right, I'm back. But like Deuteronomy didn't do a lot for me. And of course, Grizz is great. The final review.
Well, what I will say is Memory is probably the best song in it, but when the movie ends, it is not Memory that is stuck in my head for weeks on end. It's Magical Mr. Mistopheles.
Yeah.
So catchy. And there is a T Swift version of Memory during the credits, I want to say, as well. Sounds horrible.
I never stick around for the credits.
Nope. I'm usually putting bleach in my eyes at that point.
It's not good for you.
Slash Film says there's a thin line between idiocy
That's
and
why he has glasses.
to keep him safe.
You should really.
Well, all the bleach, it's ruining his eyesight.
I mean, I'm not a doctor or anything. I just.
There is a thin line between idiocy and genius, and Katz pukes a hairball on it and rubs its ass all over it.
I love that.
That's good.
That works for me.
Budget of $80 to $100 million, box office of $75.5 million, estimated loss $71 million with everything all in. Tom Hooper, since then, has been directing commercials.
Ooh, classic.
Not only did this ruin his prestigious reputation, everyone also thinks he's a big asshole now, which he is.
Yeah.
Taylor Swift was nominated for Favorite Movie Actress at the Nickelodeon's Kids' Choice Awards, but lost. IMDb's other movies like this, I showed you on the Discord, Dylan.
Yeah.
It shows Baby Geniuses, Super Babies, Baby Geniuses 2, Food Fight, and Kirk Cameron's Saving Christmas.
Yeah.
Other movies
That's not
like this.
fair. Baby Geniuses is better than that.
I agree.
That's not fair to Baby Geniuses.
It's got Christopher Lloyd.
I love Baby Geniuses.
It's hilarious. Those babies are talking.
They shouldn't be, but they're so smart.
God, they're geniuses.
You're just babies.
Baby Einstein. I've seen those videos.
There is a Lost sequel. In June 5th, 2009, the Times revealed that in 1937, T.S. Eliot composed a 34-line poem entitled Cows.
Hell yes.
I love cows.
The poem was uncovered as part of a BBC program. So hopefully someday we get Cows the musical. And then someday James Corden can play Old Deuteronomy.
Well, no, I want the Cats sequel. I do want Cats 2, which is just Victoria waking up the next morning and realizing she's a homeless street cat
Yeah.
and like struggling to feed herself. And
I don't know. That milk bar was pretty open. I think they're doing okay.
And
Like,
there's a lot of friends. Bustopher Jones is pretty generous with his food.
yeah, he basically shovels garbage into their mouths.
There's one shot where he's got his mouth open while he's singing and some guy's pouring liquid into it.
That was a weird shot.
Well, because the liquid's CG.
I know. So he's like talking and still singing, and I'm like, that's not how drinking works.
Even for cats. Come on.
You know, they've got two throats, famously.
I like this movie.
Yeah.
I do.
Honestly,
I would watch it again. Not for a while.
It gets better on repeat
Christmas.
viewings.
it is our Christmas like tradition.
Maybe we'll hop on that train.
You might
Once
as
a
well
year.
because if you
Maybe.
just if you,
Brad's
got, if you
like,
have just like a nice glass of whiskey or a beer and you're sitting there, you're all
Or like
cozy
a
under the
couple
bottle.
liters of Fireball, and you want to just
Ew.
loathe yourself for an evening.
If you
too
don't like your
works.
family, this movie will make you feel better about them.
I want to make my family watch Cats.
You should.
Yeah.
I'm sure, Brian, I'm sure you watched it since we talked about this. Maybe you watched it before. I can't
Yeah, I want
want
to hear your opinions on
I
Cats.
desperately need to make my mom watch it because I've just kind of explained it to her before. Just like, yeah, you know, it's crazy and it's all these weird CGI cats jumping around singing. And she has never heard of it. She is completely disconnected. She lives in the Northwoods of Wisconsin. So I think it would actually blow her mind.
I once spent an entire therapy session explaining the plot of Cats to a therapist.
Wow.
Just if we
And
ever
they're just
get-
like fiercely taking notes. Like, this is the secret to Dylan that we're learning right now.
And then Deuteronomy came, and then Magical Mr. Mistopheles came.
It's like when you come in a napkin with chaos magic. And they're like,
And
what are
then
you
they
talking
diagnosed
about?
him with autism.
That's literally what happened. Like, there was one session where I explained how much I loved Gundam and giant robots. And
When
they're
did you
just
start
like-
feeling upset? Well, let me tell you about Jellicle Cats first.
It's like Sometimes I'm a little bit of a Mr. Mistopheles, but sometimes I'm Skimbleshanks. And I'm out there and I'm doing everything. But sometimes I just run out of energy. I run out of, what do your friends have? Spoons? Mm-hmm. When you run out of spoons for the day.
Mm-hmm. Milk spoons.
Mm-hmm.
Milk dishes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I do like this movie somehow.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
It's
It is entertaining. Like,
it's catchy. The music is undeniably fantastic. And it's fascinatingly
the
wrong.
dance scene is fantastic, you know.
Yeah, it's just amazing this actually happened. That
It's
people
an
thought this was a good idea.
amazing mess of talent.
Yeah, there's so much talent all being misused and horribly abused.
Yeah, it's an amazing clusterfuck of just talented people, and it's fantastic.
T Swift is like, I will come down and bless this production with an original song. You're welcome, you're welcome. Here comes your awards. And then everyone fucking hates it.
Beautiful Ghosts is probably one of the better songs. I won't lie. I actually think that one's good.
It's my least favorite, probably.
Yeah, well.
It's fine. I don't know. Francesca Hayward is not a singer either.
I think she has a lovely voice.
Yeah, I think she does
wasn't
really
bad.
well. Yeah, I think she was, better than I would do. For me, it's just like Victoria has not earned the levity that song requires.
No.
Grisabella has the angst behind her for memory. But then there's Victoria, who is a dumb,
I'm just a little
the
girl.
born sexy yesterday,
Yeah.
the little kitten. And
Now you
she's-
guys all know that.
They
trope.
take well, they take the agency for this movie away from Grisabella and have Victoria be the one that leads her in and gives her a chance. When
Yeah.
Grisabella kind of goes in of her own volition in the musical, it takes away a lot of her agency.
Yeah. She's like, come on, sing. And Grisabella's like, I don't know. I don't know if I want to.
Yep. It's a nightmare of synth music and furry crotches and
You know, Brad, one of these days we're going to sit around, drink a beer, and listen to some Emerson, Lake and Palmer, and then we can talk synth.
so we're gonna rank this movie. The way the rankings work is if you've seen the movie, you say if you prefer that movie or Cats.
Oh, I've never done one of these, have I?
Yes, you have.
For movies?
For Popcorn Dogs. You've been up.
Really? Okay,
We did
I've
it for
been on
Sisu.
sometimes. Oh, yeah, I was on Sisu.
So if you haven't seen it, you must abstain. If we get a tie, we'll do a rock, paper, scissors. Spider-Man Homecoming or Cats?
Cats.
Only one of those movies I watch one a year, so Cats.
Spider-Man Homecoming.
Spider-Man.
Okay, Dylan, on shoot, we'll do rock, paper, scissors, and on shoot, say what you...
Okay.
Okay. Rock, paper, scissors, paper.
Scissors.
Cats wins. All right. Jackie Brown or Cats?
Jackie Brown.
Jackie Brown.
Jackie Brown.
I don't know if you've seen Jackie
I don't know
Brown.
if I've seen Jackie Brown.
We should watch Jackie
So you have abstained.
Face Off or Cats?
Cats.
Cats.
I don't know if I've seen Face Off.
Face Off
Abstain.
gave me nightmares as a kid.
Still gives me feelings.
Boners.
I would say Face Off, but that doesn't matter. Evil Dead or Cats?
Evil Dead 1
Yep.
or the remake?
OG.
Okay.
Evil Dead.
Evil Dead.
Cats.
Evil Dead.
And that puts Cats at number 27 on our list, which is pretty good, actually.
How many are there?
There's 50 now,
Okay.
with our 50th movie being Charlie's Angels, Full Throttle, and our top three, The Shining, Glorious Bastards, and The Thing.
Nice.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Anyone have any closing thoughts about Cats before we leave?
I guess. Thank you, Dylan. Thank you, Jordan. I never would have seen Cats without your Christmas tradition, your yearly tradition of watching Cats.
To be fair, we also watch both the Paddington movies too.
Oh,
so.
I love that. That's great.
I love
love
Is
the
Paddington on there?
Not yet. We haven't.
Can we do a
haven't covered-
Paddington movie episode next year?
A very Paddington Thanksgiving.
A very yeah.
That'll work. Yeah.
It's a Christmas movie, but sure. We can
Everything with orange
Whatever,
marmalade.
Brad.
I think those kind of count as Thanksgiving movies too. I think that,
except they're British.
well, it's all about gratitude. Well, whatever.
They're solid holiday movies.
Love Paddington.
Yes.
Yes.
Paddington is a 10 out of 10 for me. I don't know. I guess in closing, I think that, cats are not dogs, certainly. And just have fun with your movies, man. Not everything has to be a critique all the time.
Dude, this is Hair of the Dog Cats.
Oh.
Here of the cats. Cast.
Dude, you took my bad pun and somehow made it worse. Dude.
Yes.
It's just kind of what this movie feels like, right? Like,
fever
you
dream.
took kind of a bad thing and just somehow made it worse.
I truly think that this movie will stand out, and I think that a lot of children who are being born still are going to end up watching this movie out of curiosity and loving the shit out of it.
So they're gonna bring
I do
they're
think
gonna bring
that
back
20 years
Victoria in the Ahsoka TV show in 20 years.
Look, I think this is going to develop the reputation that like the prequel trilogy of Star Wars has.
You
now.
are so wrong.
I
There's
don't
no fucking love.
I do think
I'm
it's going to
saying
become
it.
a cult classic. Like,
It
it's so
already
bad. I
is.
do think, like, Birdemic, you know?
That's,
like,
but that's not prequels. The prequels are not a cult classic. The Star Wars is appreciated for a different thing. You're
Oh,
right.
no,
This
I
will
think
be a cult
Cats
classic.
is going
though.
to be a cult classic, yeah.
Yeah, it will never reach the status of people finally realizing it was great the whole time.
When we're 20 years older and a bunch of kids are getting up on stage and like doing a Rocky Horror style thing with this,
Oh boy.
you just wait and see.
The only thing I want for this movie is to find someone, you know, who's like alive back in the 1920s, to bring them forward in time only to show them this movie and then send them back in time.
No explanation.
No explanation.
Could you imagine to like bring Benjamin Franklin to the future and like check this out?
And you just show him Cats
Yeah.
and then you just ship him back to his
Or
time.
maybe show it to T.S. Eliot and then he just rips the manuscript up and throws it
And
away.
then it never happens.
Fuck my godchildren.
McCavity.
Merry Christmas, everybody. Hopefully you enjoyed listening to Cats as much as we enjoyed watching it, which is at least a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I always have fun.
Special thanks to our Patreon executive producers, Ryan Christianick, Kipper, Brian Ward, Jordan Hoff, Phil Wright, Phil Just Phil, Kelly Gutowski, and Justin Melly. We appreciate your support for access to episodes well in advance, to access to our Discord, to a lot of wonderful content, over 75 bonus episodes. Check out patreon.com/hairofthedogcast. And special thank you to our trad wives.
Woo.
I don't think I would actually call them that. That was more of a joke. They're not trad wives.
Well,
My wife is her own woman.
they do
and I
have
respect her.
They do have Chad
Much like a
husbands,
cat.
though. Am I right?
Trad husbands.
Chad husbands.
Oh yeah. Oh, okay.
Fuck. Bye.